जय श्री राम। ये नींबू के छिलके हमारे प्लांट्स के लिए भी बहुत असरदार हैं। इनको मैं पानी में भिगो दूंगी 1 दिन के लिए। पानी को अपने प्लांट्स में डालूंगी। उससे कोई भी कीड़े या एंट्स या चींटियाँ या जो भी इंसेक्ट्स होते हैं वो दूर रहते हैं सॉइल से। ये मैंने यहाँ पे रखे हैं ऑरेंज के पील। इसको मैं पानी में डाल के इसका फर्टिलाइज़र बनाती हूँ। जैसे ऑरेंज के और नींबू के छिलकों को पानी में भिगो लिया, अपने प्लांट की लीव्स पे स्प्रे कर दिया, तो उससे जो स्पाइडर वगैरह लगते हैं प्लांट में वो भी नहीं लगते। कोशिश करिए कि धूप निकलने से पहले ये सब चीज़ें कर लेनी चाहिए। तेज़ धूप में फिर हमारे प्लांट्स की लीव्स डैमेज हो सकती हैं, और ये हमेशा डाइल्यूट करके ही आप अपने प्लांट्स में डालें। श्री राम। क्या आपको पता है ये एक मैजिक इंग्रेडिएंट है? ये ऑरेंज का पील है। इसको मैंने सन में ड्राई कर लिया था, धूप में सुखा के इसको मैंने ग्राइंड कर लिया, और अब मैं इससे अपने प्लांट्स में डालूँगी। इसमें इतने अच्छे न्यूट्रिशंस होते हैं जो हमारे प्लांट को बचाते हैं किसी भी तरीके के इंसेक्ट से या फंगल इन्फेक्शन से, और ये प्लांट की ग्रोथ को भी बूस्ट करते हैं। ओवरऑल ये प्लांट की इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाते हैं। तो आप अपने प्लांट्स में इसे ज़रूर डालें। महीने में 1 बार डालें या 2 बार डालें, हार्डली मैटर्स, क्योंकि ये ऑर्गेनिक फर्टिलाइज़र है हमारे प्लांट्स के लिए। स्टे कनेक्टेड, स्टे ट्यून्ड।
There's a very popular saying, it's not about what you need, though it's all about what your plant needs. So, as I told you about the fertilizers which I used to use in my plants, I'm still using these kind of organic homemade fertilizer, and as you guys can see, they are working quite healthy. So looking forward about the same, I'll be like telling you how, when and where I used to manage all the fertilization techniques in my garden. So what does a plant need? Primarily water, sun and nutrients. Each plant has a different requirement for these 3 resources. An experienced gardener or social media version, plant mom or plant dad, is who develops an intuition about what their plant needs without googling its name or its care tips. So the difference between killing and caring for any plant should be completely dependent on these 3 resources. Like I always say, water, sun and nutrition. But when you try to grow a plant outside of its natural habitat, the requisite resources double in number, like sun, temperature, nutrients, water, soil, and tools. As I stay in Delhi, so dealing with intense sunlight conditions, I use shade cloth to filter out light. And I used to do regularly plant arrangement according to the light condition. Like the bigger sun loving plants, I keep it in the sun, and rest I put it in the shade. So there are places dealing with low sunlight condition. I recommend to use artificial grow light or tube lights for maximum light absorption. Most plants can survive in temperature range of 10 to 35 degrees Celsius. So there are low temperature, medium temperature and high temperature. Low temperature plants prefer 0 to 15 degrees Celsius or winter loving plants. Medium temperature plants like 15 degree to 35 degrees Celsius, like the plants like foliage plants we can talk about, and high temperature plants that like 30 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. These are generally the hydrophobic tropical plants that like high temperature. Plants like humans need a regular dose of nutrition. The primary nutrients they need are carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and potassium. There are heavy feeders, regular feeders, and seasonal heavy feeders, medium feeders, and rare feeders. So we have a variety in plants, like which plant require how much nutrition. Watering your plant is also a very important task to do. Like occasional watering is not good for your plants. Water only when the soil is completely dry. Do the finger test. If your finger dips underneath the soil and it comes out dry, that means your plant need water. And if the soil gets stick to your finger, that means it has water into it, so no need to water it. Water only if the soil is completely dry. And always remember to water your plants thoroughly. Don't hesitate to invest in water canes and hose pipes. Now let's talk about soil. There are many types of soil like reddish brown soil, grey soil, black soil, red and yellow soil. Soil depends upon the area, like red and yellow soil are normally in Western Ghats, Orissa, and Chhattisgarh side. For better drainage, you can add perlite, you can add coco peat, river sand, compost like vermicompost, manure like kitchen waste or cow dung manure. Last but not the least, let's talk about tools now. Pots and grow bags. So, in that, we have a large variety: terracotta pots, concrete pots, plastic pots, ceramic pots, grow bags, metal pots, and alternatives, which we call jugaad kabar se. So, alternatives if you want to start gardening today and do not want to wait to buy a pot, you will find an alternative in your house. Essentially, anything that can hold soil with a few drainage holes at the bottom will do the job. The size depends on the plant, but right from an old bucket or a plastic bag or a food delivery containers, anything can be used to grow plants.